So a few things that motivate me.
We can't hear, can we? No. Is it the mic or what?
Is it the mic?
Oh,
How about that? Is it better?
How's this? Is it? See, okay, just a little closer and louder, maybe.
Okay. I'll just hold it closer. So I've been coming every Tuesday since July 3rd, mainly to see Trevor. It's the one time a week I get to see him, and I like seeing him sober, which is, makes me feel good. I'm glad to see him sober. But getting down to a more authentic reason of why I come, I mean, that's a big part of it. But I've been trying to get my wife to come to these meetings with me ever since I started coming, and she will not. She just flat out refuses.
Okay, good. Get this seat.
Right
Yeah,
here?
come on up.
Come on
up. Okay. Now give me an idea of what goes down.
Can you repeat that?
Okay, first of all, let's just start here. Your wife, when it pertains to coming here, she is.
She claims she and Trevor had a pretty good talk a month ago. I felt like they sorted some things out, and she said, I don't have any resentment. I'm not angry with you. Accept who you are.
Yeah.
I love you. I get this. And did some apologizing for something she felt like she was kind of monstrous about, like as, Trevor going through addiction. But said, these are boundaries that she has, and she does not want to come into this space at all. She just doesn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I come home every Tuesday bringing these nuggets of like knowledge and things that I've learned. I'm like, this could apply to you.
Mm-hmm.
Getting home, be like, I learned all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You should come here and learn this stuff. It
Yeah.
would be really helpful. It'd be helpful for you. It'd be helpful for repairing your relationship with Trevor. And she's like, I don't need to repair my relationship with Trevor. I have no issue with Trevor.
So
But
now,
yet she won't
now,
fucking
why
come.
do you want her to come?
Because I do not think that she understands addiction at all.
Okay.
She claims she does, but I don't think she does.
Okay.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand addiction.
I don't think she understands the nuances and how incredibly simple it is for it to happen to anyone.
Okay. So, do you think that if she came here, it would make things easier for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. Because this is something.
Have you ever told her that if she came here, it would make things easier for you?
Yes.
How'd you say that?
I said that.
Yeah.
Just as plain as day.
Yeah.
If you came here, it would make things easier for you. I would
No,
feel
for
like
for you.
for me.
Okay.
For me.
So then why you'd want her to come here so it makes things easier for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How are things difficult now?
They're not super difficult right now, just because Trevor has been at the big house since July.
Okay. What does this have to do with Trevor?
No.
So like if he wasn't at the big house, you're scared that if you...
Okay. First of all, let's clear up that. First of all, she can't hear me. Now, what does this have to do with Trevor?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing.
See,
Nothing.
this has. First of all, let's really, when we start to get authentic about our own inauthenticities, first of all, we're going to go through the same process that everybody goes through when they come here. Listen, it isn't true why you came here. I know none of you think that you're the problem. I get that. And when I say you're the problem, it does not mean that you caused something. I mean that if you walk in this room, what the issue will always be is that you have some relationship or many relationships or a lot of relationships showing up for you in a way that you don't want them to show up for you. So if you come in this room, part of the reason that it should be, but I think we can all acknowledge that if we come in this room, we all have relationships in our life that aren't showing up in a way we want them to show up. Is that true? Can everybody see that? And those relationships that aren't good in our life are showing up like a complaint for us. We're complaining about the relationship, whether that's in our head or to others. But for sure, our relationships are showing up like a complaint. Our racket lets us get off the hook about those relationships. If only they should, and when we want our relationships to show up like we want them to show up for us, the only way out of that is through this transformational process. So there's something inside her. What she's saying to me is her relationship with her wife is not showing up like she wants it to show up. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Okay, and you want power in the relationship.
I don't necessarily want power.
Power, when I say power, it's the power to make the relationship show up like you want it to show up.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Then once we have now made this thing and can acknowledge that we want the relationship to show up like we want it to show up. We want a complete, clear space, do whatever we got to do in there. Then the issue with that starts to become that it's back on you as a problem or back on you as a solution. So really what we're talking about is the integrity and the power of the relationship of you and your wife.
Yes, there is that, but I feel like the whole point of what we're doing here is to get the whole family on board when something shows up.
Okay, good. Now, is the whole family on board?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
I don't
good.
feel like she's on board.
Good.
Yeah.
So what we end up doing is we can write that out 100 times.
Sure.
She can write out the whole family isn't on board, the whole family isn't on board, the whole family is on board, the whole family is on board. Where are we at?
Family's not on board.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And your efforts are powerless to make that happen at this point.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say that what she's going to have to do is this relationship with her wife is going to have to start showing up like an opportunity rather than a complaint. So if it starts showing up like an opportunity, each time what the opportunity is for you is to test. Now, remember we're working on 3 levels here. First level being transformation. I transform as a human being because the relationships in my life and my life isn't showing up like I want it to. And by now, I've kind of got a sense that if I don't transform and I continue this line of thing where I say other people should. Sure they should. But I continue to show up like other people should, that is a powerless effort. So the transformational process starts with I should, and if I change, you know that thing, who wants change? Then everybody raises their hand and you go, who wants to change? And everybody goes, that's this thing. So I say that your husband, or excuse me, your wife, not coming here is an indicator that your transformational process is not complete. The way we test our transformational process is our power with other human beings, power being the ability to accept other human beings as they are. Now, if we have inside, see, and I'll tell you from experience, because you're right where I was at. I went to the Landmark Forum, and when they said, be authentic with your inauthenticity, I said, they don't know me, I'm already as authentic as he gets. Not only that, I called Angie to tell her they don't know me, to try to get her to believe me too, because I wanted to go home. It was Saturday about 4 o'clock, we were at dinner, and I go, they don't know me here, they don't know how authentic I am. I don't really need to go back there, Ange. And then I said something else. I just need to get Amy here. When Amy gets here, now about 8 hours later, I called Angie, I was bawling. Wasn't I? I was bawling as a human being because the reality, they showed me something in the room that night about the way I manifested my life and about the way that I was showing up. I was showing up as right. They showed me that. They showed me you're the problem not because you caused everything. They said the way that you're the problem is you don't show up with any humility. You show up as right and you make the other people wrong. And then you tell them that they should go with you because they're wrong and you're right and they should come. And guess what? They didn't want to come. And so the way this will work, if you come here, transformation, accountability, and connection. I transform and I'm accountable for my own transformation. Once I'm accountable for my own transformation, I begin to develop the power to be accountable for others' transformation. I begin to make a difference in their lives. After I do that, I now have accountability and transformation, I now have connection and transformation. I test my level of connection with how I'm transforming. If I'm transforming, meaning one thing, transforming, the area of acceptance inside me is growing. I live my life more in acceptance than I used to. I used to accept very little about other human beings. Now I accept everything about other human beings. So this transformational process of expanding your location of acceptance, if you truly expanded your location of acceptance, what would be the motivation of you to want to change others? If you truly got to the point where you accepted life on life's terms, accepted human beings for who they are because you've went through a transformational process, now what would motivate you? Huh? I didn't hear you. Well, what motivates you and what starts showing up is that an authentic connection really starts showing up. Well, what motivates you is that you aren't motivated. People will gravitate towards you. They will want to be with you because you accept them. And when they want to be with you because you accept them, they want to go where you go. So this is all three, and it's a classic example of how we begin to do this process and what would break it up. One person transforming in a family can become enrolling. People wanting other people in the family to transform might be an indicator that they need to just accept.
And I quit fighting her. Like I haven't asked her to come to a meeting in probably 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
But you know.
So now,
she knows I.
Now, will she? If I say, "Have you changed?" What's she gonna say?
If you ask her if I have changed, I think she would say,
Yeah?
I have. Yeah. A little bit.
A transformation, accountability, connection, it really starts working hand in hand. So now you sit. You want to make a difference. You want to have, listen, when I say power, it's not force. Power is gravitational. Force pushes. Power is gravitational. People gravitate towards you. They want to line up with you. Power doesn't have anything to do with our words. It doesn't have anything to do with making people do what we want. It has to do with our energy being totally open and not protecting ourselves. And as we open up, people see that we're open and we're not protecting ourselves. And as they see that, they come towards you. That's what we're talking about here. So I say that this is a test if your transformational process is working, people cannot show up like a complaint. If a human being in your life is showing up like a complaint for you, you are using. You are now actually pain relieving. What it means is people in your life showing up like a complaint, it means two things. One, you don't feel good, and two, you're not the problem, they are. So now it's a sitting with and getting more accepting and learning that as you expand your acceptance, bringing her closer, and this has nothing to do with getting her here. This has nothing to do with her coming here. This has to do with you and testing your transformational, because this work of somebody coming here is about getting responsible for our relationship, showing up. Like, you know what? You're going to be the person around her that is watching you. It. See, most people, when they're in their relationship, it's two it's fighting with each other. So it's up to something. You know, really, and I tell this story, and it takes a second, but really think about this. See, Harold goes home, and his wife says he wants, honey, I got us some ballet tickets tomorrow. I really want to go to the ballet. Now, Harold doesn't want to go to the ballet. But Harold knows it knows if he don't go to the ballet, he don't get to watch football on Sunday. Now, the wife bought the ballet tickets not knowing that she doesn't want to go to the ballet. She don't know nothing about the ballet. She don't want to go to the ballet. What does she want? She wants to just see if Harold will say yes to the ballet. This is true. So now if the wife got these 2 ballet tickets, she doesn't even really want to go. In fact, she's hoping Harold will say no, so she can give Harold the silent treatment and say, you're just like always, you don't ever go to the ballet. So she's really 50-50 on whether she even wants him to say yes or not. Now Harold says, okay, honey, I'll go to the ballet. And she goes, oh, great, now I got to go to the ballet. So now 2 people that don't want to go to the ballet, that don't understand their motivation, are driving to the ballet. And as they sit there, the ballet starts, and it dawns on them they're going to sit there for the next 4 hours. And they're going, oh, shit. Did I end up here? I'm sorry if you like the ballet. I'm not. Well, how you ended up here is you're not watching it. It is using you. It is worried about domination and not being dominated. So when you're with your wife, what is it up to? Does it want peace and love? Or does it want to dominate and not be dominated? Does it want to test her? Does it want to put her to the test and see if she's willing to do for you, if she's committed? Yeah, right. You see, it's up to something. So my suggestion is get down with watching it.
Does it actually not want her to be here? Just, but you're not really.
Oh, I think that it doesn't. I think true. I think really even closer, if you watch it closer, it's probably like going, now I don't even want her to say yes anymore. I'd rather be angry and drive there. So that's it. Now we go back to how a human being actually makes a difference. Rather than being under its guidance and paying attention to the other person, you pay attention to it when you're with the other person, and you see what it's up to. And you start seeing why you're asking the other person to do what you want. See, it, for me, was up to, when I was around, Amy was difficult. And so I thought that was something wrong with her. It was something I was hanging on to that I really wasn't willing to let go of yet. That if I felt insecure inside, if I felt upset, if I felt not good, she should just stop what she's doing. And she should do it differently. But I started getting real clear that that wasn't the case. That if I was resistant around her, that if I didn't feel good around her, it was something inside me that I was insecure about. And when those insecurities went away, I can now be with her, and she doesn't need to change. But it's all through this process of testing my own motivation and watching it. The things I say, the stories I tell, trying to dominate, trying to not be dominated, using the silent treatment, talking louder, slamming doors. You know, Amy doesn't know what it's up to sometimes when we get in a fight. She cleans very aggressively. You know, boom, vacuums going, dishes clanking around,
Door slamming.
doors slamming.
Stomping.
Yeah. All right. So they're at the ballet, they look at their watch, they sit there for about 20 minutes and they look at each other and smile and say, "You want to get out of here and go get some dinner?" Yes, let's get the hell out of here and go get some dinner. And then you'll see the couple walking out of the ballet. And then you see the other people in the room that got there. Huh, can you believe they're walking out of the ballet? Well, they don't know what they're up to. They want to walk out too, but they're too worried about looking good. They're too concerned about what people will think. You know, the two people that walked out, they're free with each other. They're like, "Let's get the hell out of here. We don't give a shit about what these people at the ballet think." And then the people at the ballet go, "No, we love it." No, you don't. So it's just a back to it again. The reason I was bawling when I got done with the forum is because I called Angie and I said, "You know what? It's always me, isn't it?" And I bawled. I said, "It's always me." And it dawned on me that it was. That if I want anything in my life to change, I was going to have to improve. And that is dominating and overwhelming. And I bawled. I said, "This is it. I can't believe it. I keep getting tricked. I am tricked by the fact that every now and then I still can hang on that somebody else needs to change." And I bawled. I said, "I can't believe it. I can't believe that every time I was really knew this time the other person was wrong. I knew that they needed to change." And I cried at the fact that that wasn't true. I was dominated. I sat in my car and I just go, "Jesus." And you're really showing yourself to be an asshole. Really. It's the last time that I ever bought into it again. And it all now just sees that as I transform, the world just begins to show up better and better. And it's lonely. This recovery, this transformational process, it's lonely. See, it's real lonely to go and have a conversation and try to make a difference in the conversation, and to have that conversation fail, and to not use anything and sit there and go, "What did I do wrong? I didn't communicate well. I didn't do a good job." That's lonely. You know, it's way easier to go, "God, they just don't listen. They're always how they are. They never change." That's so much more pain relieving. But it's lonely and it's hard to sit there and say again, "I did something wrong again, the way I am."
Absolutely.
All right.
That's one of the hardest parts.
All right. So again, the way this works for everybody, she's not the only one here. I would really throw it in estimation that still in this room right now, there's human beings sitting here going, "Yeah, but he's wrong about this one. He doesn't know about this asshole I got at home. He doesn't know about this asshole I got at work. He doesn't know about my kid." Yeah, I do. It's always us. It's always us, and the world showing up for us is a test to our transformation. Okay.